Hello everyone, it's Eric here, and a few days ago I made a video about painting Bretonnian heraldry. Not so much me actually painting a model because I'm still assembling mine, but it's more about just how to go about thinking about painting heraldry, as in types of patterns and colors to use. But I feel like there's a few distinctions I left out. I wanted to go over those today. So also, I wanted to kind of introduce a bit more in-depth terminology with this kind of subject matter. So the first word to really keep in mind is that knights wear something called tabards, and they're basically kind of like a tunic, but they're often colored and they're painted in the same rules of kind of heraldry I introduced in the previous video. And then the next thing to keep in mind, the next terminology is what's known as a caparison. So that's what a horse wears, and that's what kind of the cloth that covers the barding on the horse, it's called a caparison. And these little shield emblems are what's known as a field, and then the icon in the field is known as a charge. So I think this is just good to have in mind, just in case you want to look up reference for or inspiration on different fields you could paint on, or different charges. And the key distinction I really want to make in this video is that in the previous video I said that there's 5 colors to paint the heraldry for Bretonnians, and that's red, yellow, blue, white, and black. Within these 5 colors, the red, black, and blue are what are known as colors, whereas white and yellow are what are known as metals in thinking about heraldry. I mean the white and yellow are what are known as metals when thinking about heraldry. White is supposed to represent silver, yellow is supposed to represent gold, and I think it's a bit more complicated in historical heraldry, but this isn't fully based on history. So the key distinction to keep in mind is that when painting your fields and your charges, that you only ever want to layer a metal charge over a colored field, and vice versa. So you don't want a color over another color, and you don't want a metal over another metal. So in this picture we can see, so white over red, that's a metal over a color. White over black, that's a metal over a color. White over red and blue, that's a metal over 2 colors. But white over silver doesn't work, and because that's a metal over a metal. And also visually, it's less contrast, because yellow is naturally a lighter color at full saturation, so white over yellow isn't that much contrast. And also red over blue, they're both kind of in their fully saturated state. They're a bit darker, a bit more mid-tone, so neither of them really present a great amount of contrast. There's some, but just not to the full extent as painted on the legacy box art, and that's the point I'm trying to emphasize here. Of course, like I said before, you can paint these any colors you want, but if you're going after the traditional box art scheme of really vibrant and a lot of contrast in your fields and your charges, then you want a lot of contrast, and you want to layer, lights over darks and darks over lights. And here's an interesting example of a field that's split down the center. So there's metal on one half, and then there's a color on the other half. So the charge on the half that's metal is colored, and the charge over the half that's colored is metal. So, and also in this next example, we can see a shield that is red and blue with the white charge, but that works because red and blue are both colors and the white is a metal. So I hope I've I made my point with this, because I didn't want to leave anything out, because I kind of left this out in the previous video. So I hope this advanced terminology proves useful to you, and I hope this final kind of distinction really kind of gives you everything you need to know about painting Bretonnian heraldry and the traditional legacy colors. And also, just as another note, you can actually paint some of the ropes and the belts on the barding in these primary colors as well. So here we can see we have barding that's yellow and white, and so yeah, that's basically the final distinction. So I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave those in the comment section below. If you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.